Recording. There we go. All right. So, hopefully this works. Because my phone that I paid $500 for is not picking up Wi-Fi. So,
but are you mad at the world or are you mad at the idiots that made your phone?
I'm mad at the fucking whoever's in charge of Wi-Fi around here. Listen.
That sounds like Obama.
Thanks, Obama. So I like Louis C.K.'s comedy. I like his television show a lot. But here's the thing. So he did the President's Podcast with Shane Gillis, and he came across as like the biggest like fucking third way Democrat, fucking West Wing liberal I've ever heard in my motherfucking life. And he insulted Hillary Clinton for calling Proud Boys and Patriot Front and all those guys deplorables. And that was probably the most realist she had been on that campaign, that entire fucking campaign. That was what I liked about her. It's like when Seinfeld gets mad about Bobcat Goldthwait and starts calling him a hack. That shit's fucking the funniest Seinfeld ever was. So, I want to insult Louis C.K.'s most famous bit, everything is amazing and nobody is happy. It's something that went viral a long time ago before everybody found out how slap happy he was. And I want to shit on it.
All right.
Okay. Because I don't like his lame, corny. Oh, here, the one thing he said, by the way, on this show, on that podcast, is he said that the country had to heal by pardoning Richard Nixon. That's how the country healed. The country would have healed a lot more thoroughly if Richard Nixon had gone to prison. But anyways, here we go.
You have to call the president, yeah.
You can put yours on there too. You can talk into it.
Do you feel that we now, in the 21st century, we take technology for granted?
Well, yeah, because now we live in an amazing, amazing world, and it's wasted on the crappiest generation of just spoiled idiots that don't care, because this is what people are like now. They got their phone, and they're like...
Yeah, dude, that's like a Clint Eastwood meme. You know, like what fucking amazing world are you living in that's not on fire right now? Like, what are you talking about? Dude, in his day, minimum wage matched productivity. That's how easy he had it.
He's rich. He doesn't have a real job. You know, like I like comedy, but I'm never going to probably get to the point of comedy where I don't have to work a real job.
Yeah, sure, he had to steal porn in order to masturbate. True. Or he just jerked off in front
I would
whatever girls were in the neighborhood.
Still steal it if I were super rich. I'm still not paying for porn.
I'm old enough to have stolen pornography. But here's the thing. You know what I used to do? You go into the bookstore and they got the fucking Penthouse letters or whatever on the top shelf, and then you look and the clerk's not looking, right? You get up, you grab the magazine. You go into the back. No, you go into the back and you just rip the pictures out. And then you stuff it behind a fucking Bible. You stuff it behind a Judith Krantz novel. You stuff it behind the Guinness Book of World Records, and then you fucking just walk out with little photographs.
See, you say things like this, and you won't admit that the world is incredible today, that we have all the porn we could ever want on there.
That is incredible.
Because that is an objective improvement in quality of life that has never been achieved before.
But you know what? He could go to college for $5 a year. He could get paid like the equivalent of like 50 grand, and that'd be a job at McDonald's. You know?
I'd go to McDonald's if Louis C.K. was working there.
He was your boss?
No, I wouldn't work there. I'd go there.
That SNL bit where he did an impression of Leslie. That was the last era that was funny. And on SNL, there's a bit where he makes fun of Leslie Jones.
Okay.
By doing yeah. So then she comes out and she goes, "Were you making fun of me?" And then he's like, "No, this is just how I talk." And then so the entire time he's at the job, he has to pretend to talk like her. you go, girl. It's fucking, anyways.
It won't. Give it a second. It's going to space. Can you give it a second to get back from space?
This guy doesn't know how internet works.
Okay, can we look that up? Can we see if your internet goes to space?
It doesn't go to space.
How do you
know it
doesn't
They
go to
have
space
internet now. It's a big thing that Elon Musk is making.
Because they can't get the cable up there?
Well, they're making Starlink so that way if you're in a place that doesn't have cables,
So what does he think goes to space?
I think that a lot of people think that because they're boomers and they don't know what the internet
Do
is.
television signals go to space?
Satellite ones. But cable doesn't.
All television?
And internet goes under the ground. Like on cables, and then it goes on
Yeah,
cables.
you know,
below the
it kind of
ocean.
doesn't make sense that even a television would go to space.
I'm fairly
Because the television is down
certain.
here, and you can get a barely
Well,
get a
even
reception
think about
down
with
here.
your phone. People who climb like real remote mountains, like they bring satellite phones that cost like $20 a minute to use because they can't get cell reception.
Why does he think?
Because I'm pretty sure. I mean, like I'm not an expert on any of this, but I'm pretty sure that your cell signal goes to a tower, which then just connects it to a cable. But the range on the tower is not like all the way to space. The range on the tower is to your phone, and then is physically connected to other towers.
I'm so glad I'm smarter than Louis C.K.
No, like
I'll
you said,
tell you
it goes
one
to the moon. We
Well,
put
here's
the
how
mirror.
smart I am.
John F. Kennedy put mirrors on the moon just so that, and then Richard Nixon helped with that,
Yeah.
which is why he didn't go to prison.
Here's how smart I am. I jerked off in front of my girlfriend,
And didn't
who
go
I
to
knew. Like I asked her, and then I did it, and then she threw a towel at my face.
It's okay, we've all
She's
been there.
dope.
We've all been there, Paul.
I was on an airplane and there was internet, high-speed internet on the airplane. That's
Yes.
the newest thing that I know exists. And I'm sitting on the plane and they go, open up your laptop, you can go on the internet. And it's fast and I'm watching YouTube clips. I'm in an airplane. And then it breaks down. And they apologize, the internet's not working. The guy next to me goes, this is bull. Like how quickly the world owes him something.
Yes.
He knew existed only 10 seconds ago.
Okay, you want to make? Okay, you want to make?
Yeah. No, Louis C.K., like, I get what he's saying, but also he's saying that this guy's mad on the airplane because the world owes him Wi-Fi. No, he's mad because he bought a ticket for a lot of money on United, probably in business class. Probably paid $1,000 or more for this ticket for many reasons, including that it had high-speed internet. And he paid money for that, and now he's not getting it. And so he's not mad because he thinks the world owes him free Wi-Fi. He's mad because he thinks United or whoever owes him Wi-Fi that he already paid a lot of money for.
Okay.
There's a
Touche.
huge, huge difference. And I
Touche.
can't believe that Louis doesn't understand that.
Checkmate, Louis C.K. We'll be waiting for your response. Hey, here's the thing. So again, Louis C.K. once took a flight from New York to L.A. and he masturbated the entire way to Los Angeles with both hands, the entire 6-hour flight. And by the time he landed, boy, were his arms tired.
It's a true story.
True story. Okay.
Right. And on planes, flying is the worst one because people come back from flights and they tell you their story. And it's like a horror story. They act like their flight was like a cattle car in the 40s in Germany. That's how bad they make it sound.
Right.
They're like, it was the worst day of my life. First of all, we didn't board for 20 minutes. And then we get on the plane and they made us sit there on the runway for 40 minutes. We had to sit there. Oh, really? What happened?
Wait, I paused this for a reason. I'm just curious. Have you ever heard anyone make that comparison after a commercial flight? Oh, this
to
was
the
like
Holocaust?
a cattle... Yeah.
Oh, I compare everything to the Holocaust.
Okay, but like... I think that Louis C.K. might just have shitty friends.
Remember how I told you I went to Outback Steakhouse and I got baked
Did
potato
you say
instead
this
of
is
baked
the
potato
Holocaust?
soup? And I was like, dude, how am I supposed to dip my bread in a baked potato? I brought it back and I said to the lady, this is exactly like the Holocaust. My ancestors, well, I mean, not mine, but
Josh's
old
ancestors.
people, but a guy I know's ancestors didn't die so that you could give me a baked potato instead of baked potato soup. And they're like,
And you know
"No,
what?
not
Did
us."
they say, Paul, the world doesn't owe you baked potato soup? No, because they owed you baked potato soup.
No, they were like,
Like, legally, they owe you baked potato soup since you
they're
paid
like,
for it.
Well, I was trying to get a free meal, so they were like, figures.
But my point is, I think Louis C.K. might just have shitty friends, and he's just basing this
does.
all on his shitty rich friends' kids
Nick
who
DiPaolo
know
is
nothing
his friend.
about anything.
Yeah, Nick DiPaolo is like his
and
best
he
friend.
probably heard one rich nephew of his say flying is like the Holocaust,
Nick
and now
DiPaolo.
he's made it into his whole thing that flying is not
Nick
like the
DiPaolo.
Holocaust, and everyone thinks that.
Nick DiPaolo is like yeah, he's garbage. Yeah, Nick
Like-
DiPaolo is the quintessential garbage human being.
Because I've never heard anyone unironically try to make that argument. But he's just
Oh, yeah,
acting like
no,
it's
no,
something
no.
that we've all heard.
No, oh yeah.
That everyone gets off planes is like, this
Yeah.
was like the Holocaust.
I
Every
like-
Gen Z, every millennial says that.
I like when Junior Soprano. Junior Soprano. You watch The Sopranos?
Yeah.
He puts him on house arrest. He's like, "How does that sound, Mr. Soprano?" He's like, "Sounds like Nazi Germany to me." And then they cut to the guy's got a Jewish name.
But they're making fun of him, too.
Yeah, I know, no.
Louis C.K. is saying his friends say this shit unironically.
No, I have a bit like that where I go Facebook. I'm not complaining.
Literally 1984.
No, I have a joke. I have a joke where I complain about going into Facebook jail, and then I go.
Literally
on stage.
1984.
No, what I say is I have a meme like that where I take the book 1984 and I go literally 1984. But no, I have a joke that I do on stage where I talk about going into Facebook jail and explain why. And I go, I'm not saying Facebook is like Nazi Germany, but Facebook is exactly like Nazi Germany. All right, here's the quintessential part. Here's the punchline, and this is the punchline, and this punchline makes me go nuts. It is so fucking stupid.
20 minutes. And then we get on the plane, and they made us sit there on the runway for 40 minutes. We had to sit there. Oh, really? What happened next? Did you fly through the air incredibly like a bird? Did you partake in the miracle of human flight, you non-contributing zero?
Okay. So his premise is that you waited for 40 minutes for the plane to board the plane. You got onto the plane. You waited another 40 minutes, but you shouldn't mind because you're flying in the sky, and you should be amazed that you're flying. Does he think like we all stepped off a time machine like founding fathers and just magically appeared on an airplane, and we're like, oh my god, I can't believe we're flying in the air. What's holding us up?
It definitely does sound like a 6-year-old.
Yes, exactly.
Like, I feel like on my first flight, like, it was like, I'm so airsick, this is terrible, but oh, I have the window seat, this is incredible.
Yeah, at first, he's like complaining that everybody's so immature, and then he's like, how come you're not less mature?
We're on an airplane. I'm a bird.
Exactly.
I'm a masturbating bird, guys.
Look at me, everybody. I'm flying in the air like a masturbating bird.
Louis C.K. claps when the plane lands. That's verified true.
He claps when he sees movies. He claps at the end of a movie. He's that guy that applauds at the. Oh, dude, that.
But only at his own movies.
Oh no. He's the guy. I went to go see the Post, which is the most boomerific fucking epic you'll ever see.
I don't know this movie.
I love newspaper movies. My favorite is Zodiac, All the President's Men, The Paper with Michael Keaton, Spotlight, which okay,
I've seen Spotlight.
Also Michael Keaton.
I've seen Zodiac.
All right. So it's a newspaper movie. It's about the Washington Post, and the owner of the Washington Post brave move to publish the Pentagon Papers, and they create all these false like dilemmas for her to be in that weren't real, that don't make any fucking sense to the plot at all. Like, if you do this, you'll be ruined. Like, there's like no reason. If you do this, you can go to jail. You're like, no, she's not going to go to jail for this. This doesn't make any sense. It made no sense at all. It's got Tom Hanks playing Ben Bradley.
So should I see this movie or no?
If you like newspaper movies and you like corny boomer movies. Anyways, at the end of the movie, everybody applauded. And I can just imagine Louis C.K. was one of the guys that was like, after watching that president's podcast.
See, I feel like he watched Frost Nixon and applauded, but he was applauding for Nixon.
Dude, he says Nixon is his favorite president.
Wait, I didn't know that. I knew you just told me about that. It's good that he was.
I don't know if it was about his policies. I think it was just about him as a person. But like Norm would say, he loved Nixon too. But like Norm would be like, "Well, I like Nixon because he saw Archie Bunker and he got really confused." Because there's he talks about a YouTube video, and this is a real thing where he thought they were trying to do the liberals. Well, you know what I mean by liberals, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
But they were trying to make homosexuality more acceptable. He's like, there's this guy. His name's Archie. He's a hard hat, and and he's got this son. He's a bit. Well, I can't use the language that he used.
Yeah.
But it's fucking funny, dude. And basically, and then like H.R. Haldeman had to explain Archie Bunker. He's like, it was a film. It's like, no, it's a television show. He had to explain television shows to Nixon.
Louis C.K., you know why he loves Nixon so much?
Okay, why?
Because if Nixon did an open trade relations with China, fleshlights would be at least like 20 times more expensive.
That makes sense.
I think we have a lot to be grateful.
Okay, that's true.